Welcome to the Today Show Halton. I'm your host, Jay Stoyan, and you're watching a special presentation. I'm so excited to host the show today, as normally Unstoppable Tracy is our host. What a host. Amazing lady, amazing person. She does great stuff for our community. I just wanted to step in today as we're upgrading our show. We have new updates to share, very exciting opportunities. As I want to let you know, we're going to be bringing on a new member to the team. Well, he's not really a new member, but he's going to be full-fledged now. He's a very big supporter. His name is Chris Power. He's a producer within the community, a very good guy, difference maker within Halton, has a connection to the ability community. So again, Chris Power is going to be taking over the hosting duties for the Today Show Halton on your TV. And Unstoppable Tracy is going to be moving to the Today Show Toronto for our flagship show. So we're very excited to make the announcements. We're expanding, we're growing, we're providing opportunities to the ability community and veterans. Again, the Disability Channel has expanded, and now you can watch us in Toronto, Halton, and the United States, as we've just launched out in New York City. So we're very excited to share these opportunities. Let's talk a little bit about Halton before we bring on our guests. We're going to take a quick break before we do that. You know what I love about Halton? I just love the lake. The lake is amazing. If people have not been downtown Burlington, I would highly recommend it. We have a studio here now in downtown Burlington. We have about, now that the city's opened up again, we have about 80 shops right next door, whether you little bakeries, great restaurants, bar and pubs. We have a wonderful park right on the lakeshore here where they have the Festival of Lights, Rib Fest, amazing. So if people have not really ventured out too much, I would definitely take a drive along the lake shore. You'll see the beautiful homes. It takes you right into downtown Burlington, and then we have amazing greenery. Go up north of Britannia, horse farms, all kinds of great stuff there. The people are wonderful in Burlington. We have a wonderful mayor, Marion Mead, takes care of all of the residents. We have wonderful MPs, Jay McKenna, just great people. Paul Sharman, he's there for the seniors. So which we're going to be working with. So I just want to mention a couple spots. I love the bridge. I love the bridge by the Hamilton Bridge, Burlington Bridge, the Beach Canal Lighthouse Bridge. I love that. That's a great bridge. We go there all the time. Actually, just 10 minutes from my place. Let's give a big shout out to Halton athletes are going to the Olympics. I know there's a few of them at the Olympics, so let's go. Halton athletes, please stay safe. Obviously, with COVID now, let's hope that's over. Let's get rid of that. Black History Month, I want to congratulate that. Wonderful history. We were big supporters of Black History Month. And if you want to check out more, you can also go to InsideHalton.com. They have great information there, their updates, everything. What I think I'm going to do, we're going to have lots of updates, but I think I want to bring in the guests because we have great things. Oh, and remember, before we go to our commercial break, you can donate to the Disability Channel, www.thedisabilitychannel.ca and the disabilitychannel.us now. So we also have a US website. You can donate. You could rent our studio. Come and rent our studio in downtown Toronto at Artscape. Wonderful. Christian Bloor, we have over 2,000 square foot space. You can rent it. You could do a production shoot, photography, online, in-person conference now. Come on down, check us out. Price is very reasonable. Two more things. We're opening the doors. You can now volunteer for the station. If you want to volunteer and get some experience, become a difference maker within the community, or produce your own online or in-person television show, in which we can also turn it into a podcast. You're going to see more information regarding these 4 subjects as we're going to be doing some promo videos and some posters, big outreach. Again, we're here for the community. We are a mom and pop shop that is growing and growing, but our prices are not growing. Our prices are still very reasonable. So again, if you want to check out more information on the Disability Channel, you can go to www.thedisabilitychannel.ca or www.thedisabilitychannel.us. So stay tuned, and we'll be back with our 2 guests, Unstoppable Tracy and producer Chris Power. I'm Jay Stoyan. You're watching a special presentation of Today Show Halton. We'll be right back.
host of Veterans Onward to Prosperity, Master Sergeant Retired Anna Maria Bliven, and I have a public announcement to share. February 22nd, 2022, so that's 2022, is a very special day. We have a special day lined up with events that not only will bring awareness to a very serious issue that is felt here in the United States, and I'm told all around the world, but military suicide is on the rise, folks. Military suicide is something that can definitely be prevented, and we're certainly going to work toward preventing it. Learn more about this at 2-22TOSAVE.com. That's 2-22 T as in Tom, O as in Oscar, save22.com. It's 222 to save22.com. And join us and be a part of that very special day that we honor to protect and prevent our military brothers and sisters from committing suicide.
All about inclusion and really giving everyone a fair say.
Welcome to the Today Show. This is our flagship show. I am Unstoppable Tracy.
I am Zach Damon.
It is a pleasure to be here. I am excited. What is up?
We have a great show today.
Jay Stoyan here for the Disability Channel, the world's only inclusive channel for and by persons with disabilities.
Get ready to be inspired, everyone.
We have people watching from all over the world, but also all over Ontario.
We also take a concerted attention in the veterans community.
In moments of stress and trauma, we can get a hold of ourselves.
To help make a difference for people with disabilities, to show people how to love themselves or their disability.
I appreciate it. I appreciate you guys having me, giving this platform for myself and other people with disabilities.
Thank you so much, folks, for joining us for this episode of the Disability Channel of Detroit. Please tune in next time.
Welcome back to the show. I'm Jay Stoyan. You're watching the Today Show Halton. And on the show today, we have two dynamic guests. We have Unstoppable Tracy, who is our current host of the Today Show Halton. And we have producer Chris Power, who's going to be moving into that hot seat very soon. So thanks for joining us today, guys.
Thanks, Jay. Great to be here.
Extraordinary to be here with both of you handsome gentlemen.
So what I'm going to do now, I'm going to start off with Tracy, only because our viewers know Tracy and I want to transition her from Halton to Toronto. So Tracy, thank you so much for being on the show today. And thank you for the wonderful you job doing hosting and making all of our guests feel extremely comfortable.
Well, it has been a pleasure. I am going to miss Halton tremendously. You know, Halton feels like home because of my early sailing career, and all of my high performance coaches are in Halton, and I just love the waterfront that you were bragging about before the break.
Well, it's a great city. So now we're going to move into Toronto and we're going to bring in Chris a little bit. Why don't you briefly tell our Toronto viewers what to expect and what Tracy does and where they can, where you can be seen and what's going on a little bit. And then we'll bring Chris in.
So over the moon to be going global with Bell 5 with the Toronto show. It is going to be extraordinary and get to celebrate some of the big achievements and activities going on and ensuring, nothing without us about us. We're going to have the voices of people with disabilities and those incredible difference makers like Chris is out in Halton, and all of the athletes that are going to the Olympics right now. There's a lot going on. And also some of those folks that have a little bit of intersectionality. So for example, February is Black History Month. And so folks with disabilities that are also a person of color. And so now what is that impact? And how can we be allies and difference makers and be educated?
That's great, Tracy. I love people are going to be so excited that you're going to move to Toronto. You're going to have lots to offer. You're such an inspiration. You are, Tracy. I'm just so happy that you're on our team. So why don't we bring in Chris, our newbie, our new producer who's going to be hosting the Today Show Halton. He has a lot to add. So Chris, welcome to the platform. Please introduce yourself and I'll jump in when able.
Thanks, Jay. It's fantastic to be here. It really is. I've worked with Tracy in the past on a couple of different projects, and Jay and I have connected over the past few years, and it's been an amazing opportunity. With myself, as Jay said, I do produce, and it's one of these things from short films to features to different creative projects. And it's one of these things where we want to get the light on everybody. And I think that one of these opportunities, as I was going into this with Tracy and Jay, is that there are multiple avenues that we unconsciously overlook. Yeah. And it's not an intention, as Tracy and I have talked at length of this. And it just happens to be one of those things where we need to start looking outside of the box and thinking differently as we move forward in every industry. Yeah. As Jay knows, and Lewis as well, that we did a film with Tracy, 2 films actually. One called Jitters, which is currently in the film festival, already won some awards, which is amazing. Yes. And we have another one that we can say the name, Tracy. I think we're okay to say the name, but not the details of it, called Choking Hazard, which Tracy stars in as well. And, when we look at these creative outlets, adding people doesn't necessarily change your story. You just have to think differently when you're putting them together. And I'm really excited to be here and really excited to kind of showcase what Halton can do and help people get on different projects, and got a lot of fun stuff coming up for everybody.
Well, I thank you, Chris. And I have to mention, like, to add that added element, which is, the ability element into your films, it is just really remarkable, very appreciative, thankful, and very open-minded, because a lot of times, if you're not disabled and you don't have any connection to that, community or world, then you don't think about that, right? So for you to instill that into your films and make that a big part of your films and giving Tracy an opportunity like that, that's just a teaching experience and a great example that other producers are following. They are doing that. We do see more disabled people in films. And again, it's nobody's fault. It's all about education and opportunity and kindness, right? So by you doing what you're doing, I really appreciate that. Now, tell us a little bit about your connection to the community. I know you have strong connections, and what you have planned for Halton a little bit.
So I'm a Halton Hills resident for sure, moved around and eventually settled here. I've been working within the community with Cogeco where I can. We used to have a show, SHOW Halton, but unfortunately that got shut down because of COVID. That was a live amateur version of SNL is the best way to put it. And it was just about creating opportunities with the youth, right? And feeling why the community is important to give back. And over that, I think it was 6 years, Jay, that we ran that show, and the team that we had at that time was absolutely phenomenal. We had people from North Halton community. We had people from North Halton mental health. There was just tons of support behind it. And unfortunately, COVID, much like everything, got a lot of us down. But with opening up, we're able to kind of reassess those situations. But working in the Burlington and Halton Hills area, lived in Milton for a period of time, Oakville as well. So I love the communities. I love what they have to offer. We have great connections with everyone, Project Autism, as you mentioned before. And it's just going to be exciting to see what we can do hand in hat, sort of, to make these things work and showcase different opportunities that a lot of people don't know where to look, right? Where do I look for that opportunity, Jay and Tracy? How do I find it? And, well, this is going to be an opportunity and an outlet where we can say, hey, it's right over here. Come on.
No, I think that's great. And you did mention Hamilton, and we're big supporters of Hamilton. Obviously, one of our business partners is Mohawk College, so we have an office out in Hamilton. We actually have offices out in Hamilton. We're here in Burlington at Tech Place, and we're hopefully going to be expanding in Burlington. We're also in Mississauga by Square One, and then obviously our flagship office is in Toronto at Artscape, plus we're down in the U.S. I think what I want to do, I want to take a break, and I want to come back, and I want to sort of talk positively about COVID. I don't want to talk negative. I want to talk how the community has come together and outlook on the vision of where we're going. So stay tuned. You're watching a special presentation as we're introducing our new host to today's show, Halton, Chris Power, and our new baton host to Toronto, Unstoppable Tracy. So stay tuned, and we'll be right back after these commercial messages.
Hi, this is Dave Stevens for the Disability Channel.
An inability to break out. I'm sitting by the door on the second floor, losing my 7-year war. It's not an illusion, so why the exclusion?
Yeah, it doesn't matter. It's about you. So.
You say you're a disability dynamo.
Joining me, and welcome to this beautiful Travelers Championship.
I only want one accolade from you.
So my story is unique, it's amazing, but it's not anything that you guys don't have inside of you. I'm not a hero, I'm not anybody special, I'm just this guy without legs that went out, and I just did it.
Stats outweigh the Democrats, the diplomats, and the bureaucrats.
This is probably your first interview down on the ground on your butt and stuff like
First
that?
time ever,
All
baby.
right.
Eliminate and validate and validate and validate.
Stay with us and the Disability Channel.
Welcome back to the show. You're watching a special presentation of the Today Show Halton. What I want to do is I want to move it forward a little bit. I want to talk positively if we can share anything about COVID. Obviously, we know the new restrictions have just opened up for, I'm going to say Ontario, Canada, and we see it all over the world now. I think people are still a little bit confused on what the new rules are and everything like that. But Chris, can you share with me how you've been doing the last 2 years, your experience on a positive note?
Absolutely, Jay. So the uniqueness of COVID is that everyone was having these fire sales, is the best way for me to put it, in the sense of that during COVID, I was able to go back and work remotely to work on some of my education that I wanted to obtain for myself. And it allowed me to get into certain programs and scholastic areas that normally I wouldn't be able to get into. So that for me was a huge thing. I was able to get, for example, my MBA. I was able to attend some classes at Harvard for medical. There was a lot of positives for me in that. And it allowed us to work in a different way to respect people's personal space. Now we had to social distance and everyone says, hey, don't come near me. But the reality of it is that it actually gave us as people an opportunity to reflect on personal space, personal boundaries, and respect each other a little bit differently. And that's, for me, that was really great. It was one of those, you know, do we need to handshake? Do we need to hug? Do we need to high five? And can we still communicate those things with a smile and a nod, you know, wearing a mask, of course. But for me, those were all positives, is learning different physical pickups on people, their different body language. So for me, that was fantastic.
So you sound like you kept busy.
Absolutely. Taking Tracy's lead of, I can sit there and say, oh no, or I can sit there and say, what can we do? And when the first lockdown hit, I applied for my MBA, wrote all my stuff. Took me 2 years, but I passed. And it took me about a year to finish some programs at Harvard Medical that they were offering. And these things were remote and online.
Yeah.
Work just allowed me to change a little bit and connect with people differently virtually, which historically wasn't something we did. And now we can be all over the place. I met with people outside of province virtually to discuss different details of their job. So, I mean, all of that to me, Jay, is that we're showing that technology is here, it's growing, and it's an opportunity, and it's not a hindrance, and we got to use it.
Well, thanks for sharing, because you know what, that's a great attribute. You stay busy, because I think a lot of people need some type of support, some type of outside sort of vision or suggestions, and you kept busy. So Tracy, how about yourself over the last 2 years? On a positive note, how have you able to maintain your positive attitude and your productive self, really?
I think you need to adapt, right? There were 24 stages canceled in 24 hours. And now I am just as busy around the world doing virtual presentations. And it's coming back. Like the end of February, I'm flying to San Diego to do a presentation live for 911 operators at that part of the country, which is very exciting that it is coming around. But I have loved not being on an airplane at least 2-3 times a week. It has been fantastic to be out of the home. And now I can present in places like Nepal or Russia that might have been bigger undertakings, and be all over Europe and all over North America, sometimes 5 different countries in one day instead of over a couple of months. And
that's wonderful.
Yes,
that's wonderful. I want to twist it. I'm going to twist it a little bit. So I'm going to say to Chris, what is the one thing over the last 2 years that you have missed the most? Oh, off the top of your head. Like, you know what I mean?
Yeah, hanging out with people, to be honest with you, Jay.
Yeah.
I mean, it's one thing, Zoom and Microsoft Teams and stuff, but it's another to actually sit at your house, listen to you play the guitar, have a drink or a glass of water, and play a board game, and just chat. That's that social interaction is what I miss the most.
Tracy?
100% agree. We didn't, because of COVID, we didn't do Christmas last year, for example, or Thanksgiving and Easter. And this year there was a little bit of lightening up, so able to get a couple of family members together. And I can't tell you how enriching and fulfilling that felt. And, it goes hand in hand, what works for me to get through COVID and what I love and miss about COVID is that connection with others. But certainly when I'm feeling at the lowest of the low, what really works for me sometimes is putting that concentrated effort into phoning somebody to fill their teacup and to listen to what's going on for them and try to cheer somebody else up. And that certainly fills my soul. And so it helps me feel better. And it kind of takes care of that gap of that, abundance of personal interaction that used to be part of every single day of my life. And now it's maybe once a season.
Well, that's like me too. I'm a social butterfly, right? Like I'm all about going to events and interviewing people and interacting with people and going to my local pub. I love after work when I used to go to this, go to the studio, and then after work, you drop by your local pub, you say hi to the bartender, you have a couple beers, you say hi to the regulars, and then, I'll see you tomorrow. I'll see you the next day, or I'll see you on the weekend. There's a band. I love going to see live music. So loneliness has to be, I think, the number one on people's list that is hurting them the most. Loneliness. So, and with our channel, disabled people are already behind the 8 ball. Like, come on, we're already behind the 8 ball. So with this COVID, so I want to reach out to all of our community and say, what Tracy said, if you're just lonely and need to reach out to us, the Disability Channel. This is why we created the channel, right? We created the channel for not only our community, but for every community, so people can say, hey, let's bridge the gap. Let's show some love. Let's show some kindness. And we're all about positivity. You see on this platform, we don't take any pot shots. We don't talk negative. We want to talk, realistic, common sense things. And we know not everything in the world is positive, but we try to put a positive spin on things. So I really appreciate you guys being on. So if people want to find out more about what you're doing, because I know you're all over the world, or you soon will be, where could they go? Your website, and then we're going to see you on a Today Show Toronto starting in March. So you're going to do a couple more episodes on Halton, maybe bring on Chris or whatever, and then you're going to be moving over, and then Chris will be moving in on early March. So it's going to be great. So if people want to find out more information, Tracy, where could they go?
Unstoppable Tracy. That's my handle on all the social media, and that's my website. And you can certainly find me through the disabilitychannel.ca as well. And I think that's another big bonus of COVID that's happened, is that instead of flying all over the world and eating up so much time, now there's more time for people like Chris and I, where we can present to your schools virtually and reach out to organizations like Inclusion Incorporated or a Variety Village, and all of you out there that are attempting to make a difference, the frontline emergency responders, right, in the Halton region, that Jay and I were out there with all those firefighters with Camp Molly. And so it's very exciting to be able to give back even more to the community and more nationally, because there's more hours in a day when you do it virtually.
Actually, we're going to be doing some stuff with the fire department out in Halton. So Chris is probably going to be involved in that, because I think we're going to be, because with our car show, I think we're going to be riding along in the big red machine. So this will be great. So, and Chris, if people want to find out more information about yourself, where could they go, or your films?
Yeah, right now, just send me an email at christopher.power@live.ca. That's the best way to get a hold of me for right now.
Okay, that's great, guys. Well, again, I really appreciate for coming on the show today. Going to see more of you over the next few weeks, months, years, and we're going to continue to grow the channel. Remember, if people do want to volunteer for either Chris's show or Tracy's show, just let us know. We're always looking for great people to bring them on board. I think what we're going to do is we're going to take a quick break, and I'm going to come back and I'm going to update our viewers on what's going on with the channel and what to expect over the next couple of weeks. So, guys, thanks again for coming on today. We're going to take a quick break, and we'll be back with the Today Show Halton special presentation.
Hi, all. This is Mike Kessel. I'm the CEO of Cleveland Clinic Canada. And I wanted to thank Jay and the Disability Channel for all the great work they do. And I know they have a big fundraiser coming up on October 12th this year. I wish them nothing but the best. And I'm thrilled to participate in the fundraiser. Thank you all. Take care.
Hi, this is Rocky Blyer, and you're watching the Disability Channel showcasing abilities.
Welcome back to the show. Again, you're watching a special presentation, Today's Show Halton. I had on two hosts. I had on Unstoppable Tracy, who's going to be moving to our Toronto show, Today's Show Toronto. You'll be able to see her there. And Christopher Power, he's going to be moving in as our host for the Halton show as a Halton resident. I'm sure he's going to have lots to share and lots to showcase. Again, you're watching the Today Show. I do want to do some updates as I want to mention our fundraiser on February 22nd down in Wisconsin at Wisconsin Dells is going very well, supporting the veterans through our Onward and Upward show with Anna Marie Blevin. If you want to find out more information on our fundraiser, on how you could support it or donate to it, all about the veterans, going towards the veterans, www.thedisabilitychannel.us. And our sports team, boy, I love our sports team. We're going to the Super Bowl. 5th year in a row, media with Dave Stevens and Casey McKay. Again, you'll be able to find all information on both websites, American and Canadian. Our show press box will be down there starting tomorrow, I believe. Yeah, February 5th. So starting tomorrow, we're going to be there for the full week, showcasing, interviewing who's going to be in the Super Bowl. We will see. Well, we already know who's in the Super Bowl, so there you go. It's going to be really exciting. It's the Rams versus the Cincinnati Bengals. Exciting. I don't know. Joe Burrow, he might be the new Tom Brady out there. He's looking pretty good. And also Casey McKay is going to be featured at, he's showcasing at the Olympics. He's helping one of our major networks here. So thank you to the major network. And yeah, Casey's going to be showcasing the Olympics. Wow, this is great. So Dave's at the Super Bowl and Casey's going to be at the Olympics. That's very exciting. I do want to give a couple of shout outs. I want to thank the Spinal Cord Injury of Toronto. Very nice people. Very nice people. Very nice people. So I want to do that. I want to thank Sirius XM Radio. You're going to be seeing us on there. I want to thank Jeff and Joe and Balai. Thank you very much, guys, for supporting the channel. Again, we're going to have our Today Show on Sirius XM Radio in Canada and the USA. I want to thank Cleveland Clinic. Awesome, guys. I want to thank Mike. This is really good. Let's talk a little bit about what's going on now. I just want to talk a little bit about hot topics without getting into too much from, I don't know what's going on with the mainstream media. It's bizarre how they get so many things wrong and they just get so many things wrong constantly. No accountability, no researching, no fact-finding mission. It's all alleged. it's all this, it's all that, and then everybody's doing wrong. No one's doing it right, from Joe Rogan to Whoopi Goldberg to Jeff Zucker. It's just like, what's going on, people? There has to be some accountability, and you have to stop pointing fingers at everybody. Just pointing fingers at, it's just ridiculous. It is. I'm so glad the channel doesn't do that kind of stuff, but we should be pointing it out. We should start to point it out, because it's kind of embarrassing for people in powerful positions to be acting the way they're acting. It's embarrassing. You're an example for our younger generation, and we're not doing a good job. So leaders of everybody, of every platform, smarten up. Smarten up. Be responsible. Be kind. Be productive. That's all I'm going to say, because it's just bad. And make sure you do check out our shows, our Today shows in New York, our Socially Served show, where it's all about assisting people regarding ODSP or Ontario Works, or you need assistance, Socially Served, Press Box, our Veteran show, of course, our Today shows. Check out our websites. Again, you're watching a special presentation of Today Halton. I'm Jay Stoyan. We'll see you next time.